Yo, what's good with y'all? Welcome to another episode of TEQCopsKicks. My name is Technic G. Today we have another fresh sneaker unboxing / review video for y'all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Today we're taking a look at the Nike Air Force 1 2001 Low in the triple white colorway. This pair released July 2026 and retailed for $130. Off top, this pair takes me back. I think I was in the 10th grade when Nelly dropped Air Force 1s, and that song had my whole high school going crazy. Everybody was trying to cop Air Force 1s. White pairs, black pairs, different colorways, but especially the white on whites. For a long time, I would get a fresh white pair and a fresh black pair almost every year. That was just part of the rotation. So when Nike brought back the Air Force 1 2001 in the classic triple white colorway, this isn't just some random plain white sneaker to me. This is tied to a real era. Now, I know some people are going to say it's just a white Air Force 1, but not exactly. This is the Air Force 1 2001, and the main thing with this pair is the build. Nike brought back the 2001 version of the Air Force 1, and for Air Force 1 heads, that matters. The regular Air Force 1 2007 is still dope. I'm not here to act like it's trash, because it's not. But to me, this 2001 pair is the better version. The leather feels better, the shape looks better, the back tab looks better, and I like the Nike Swoosh detail above the toe box instead of the regular 2007 dubrae. It still gives you that classic white Air Force 1 look, but it feels cleaner and more refined. Starting with the upper, this pair keeps it simple. White leather, white laces, white tongue, white lining, white midsole, and white outsole. Triple white all the way through. But the difference is the shape. The toe box has a slimmer, more rounded look. The upper flows better from front to back. The heel is more curved instead of squared off. And that back tab shape just looks better to me than what we usually see on the 2007 version. Nike says this pair uses premium leather, and on a triple white Air Force 1, that matters. There's no loud color blocking carrying the shoe. The leather and the shape have to do the work. And honestly, that's one of my biggest issues with a lot of general release 2007 Air Force 1s. Some of them are cool, but a lot of them had really lousy materials. They could feel stiff, plasticky, and not as good as an Air Force 1 should feel. This 2001 feels like Nike cared more. You also get thicker padding around the collar and nylon lining instead of the mesh lining you usually see on the standard 2007 pairs. The midsole is still familiar. You still have that classic Air Force 1 tooling, air branding, and rubber outsole, but Nike adjusted the texture and details to make it feel closer to the 2001 era pairs. And these come in the orange and brown Nike box instead of the regular gray Air Force 1 box, which is a nice touch. For years, Air Force 1 fans have been asking Nike to bring back the 2001 shape. That era had a lot of serious pairs, regional exclusives, collaborations, special colorways, and releases that became collector pieces over time. The 2001 shape already came back through the Nego Low 2 collaboration, but this triple white version matters because it brings that shape back in the most classic Air Force 1 colorway possible. No gimmicks, no loud branding, just a clean white Air Force 1 with better proportions, better materials, and a stronger overall build. Now let's talk about actually wearing them. This is still a white leather Air Force 1, so you already know what comes with that. They're going to crease, they're going to get dirty, the midsole is going to pick up marks. That's just reality. But white Air Force Ones are classics for a reason. They're easy to wear with almost anything. Jeans, shorts, sweats, cargos, it all works. The real question is whether this 2001 version is worth grabbing over the 2007 version. For me, yeah, it definitely is. But I'm also going to keep it real on the price. At $130 retail, I do think this pair is kind of steep for an Air Force One. To me, Air Force Ones should be more in that $80 to $100 range. But I don't make the rules. Sneaker prices in general have gone way up, and a lot of these prices are getting insane. That's why nowadays I usually try to buy sneakers on sale whenever I can. A lot of pairs retail high, but if you're patient, most of them eventually go on sale. I got my pair from Extra Butter, New York, and after shipping, a promo code, and tax, I paid $141.51 total. So yeah, I still think that price is high. But compared to a regular GR 2007 with weak materials, this 2001 feels more worth it. I wouldn't pay crazy retail, but around retail or even better, on sale, I think they're worth checking out. For sizing, I still recommend going a half size down, just like the regular Air Force One 2007 models. I normally wear a size 12, but in regular Air Force Ones, I usually go down to an 11.5. With this Air Force One 2001, I still went with an 11.5. Even though the toe box is slimmer and the shape is different, it still fits like an Air Force One to me. So for me, half size down is still the move. If you have a wide foot, be careful before sizing down too much. But for most people who already size down Air Force Ones, I do the same thing with the 2007 model. My honest take is this. The Nike Air Force One 2001 triple white is the better version of the white Air Force One to me. The regular 2007 is still a classic, and if that's what you have, there's nothing wrong with that. But if I'm choosing between the two, I'm going with the 2001. Better leather, better shape, better back tab, better details, and just a better overall look. The price is still high for an Air Force One, but this version makes more sense to me than paying for a regular GR 2007 with lousy materials. So yeah, I'm definitely rocking with these. But let me know what y'all think. Are y'all feeling the Nike Air Force One 2001 triple white, or are you still good with the regular 2007 version? And do you think Nike should keep bringing back more Air Force Ones in this 2001 shape? I want to know what you think. Now that I have the 2001 pair in hand, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's definitely a much better version of the Air Force One. The materials are premium. I mean, compared to the 2007 version, the materials are like night and day. The shape is much better. The details are better. Even the colors are better, if that makes any kind of sense. I know they're both triple white. But on the 2007 pair, the laces are almost yellow compared to the 2001 pair. This right here is the 2007 pair. It's just a GR triple white version. I know it says Utopia on there, but Travis Scott basically bamboozled us with this one. I think he just threw his logo on there and called it a day. Even the box is just a regular old GR box. But yeah, the materials on this 2007 version are nowhere near as good as the 2001 version. And basically from now on, I'm only going to be buying the 2001 version. I can't wait till Nike releases the triple black colorway from the 2001 version. That's going to be nice. I'm going to be buying that one for sure. But yeah, looking at them side by side, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Which one do you think is better? Do you like the 2001 version? Or do you think the 2007 version is actually better? I want to know. I want to know what y'all think. I'm only going to be buying the 2001 version from now on. I'm done with the 2007 version. It's not complete trash or anything like that, but most of the GR releases have terrible materials. I do have some Nike by You 2007s that got premium materials, and they're dope. And it's a dope shoe, you know. It's still part of the Air Force One family. It is an Air Force One. I just think the 2001 version is much better. And I'm glad that Nike brought it back, and I'm glad to have it as a part of my collection. Thanks for watching episode 45 of Tech Cops Kicks. My name is Technic G. Make sure you thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment letting me know what you think about today's sneaker. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and X, otherwise known as Twitter. Make sure you check out my official website at TEQCopsKicks.com. Keep copping them kicks, y'all. Stay true to yourself. Do what you like to do and wear what you like to wear. Much love. Peace.